All right, I think we're live. It says we're live. Good. If you can hear me, if you could put in the chat box there the number 1, that would be good. Make sure that the mic is working. Test 1, yeah, it should be. If you can hear me in the chat box there, press that 1. Already got 1 like, that's good. Iconium, very good. All right, the mic is indeed working. Well, welcome everybody to Friday, March 7th. The year is 2025. Donnie, very good. Devin, very good. Excellent. If you know you're going to like this, hit that like button right now. I want to try to drive. Yesterday, we kind of was not the greatest of likes. Now, if you've never been here before, don't hit the like button. Like I said, because you don't know if you're going to like this or not. But if you've been here before and you do know that you plan on liking this, and if you find these helpful, then make sure to hit that like button. So we have some live trading we need to do as far as kind of for those of you that have been here in the past, going through getting this account passed that that you've kind of been on the journey. We started it on Monday, and then we need to do, like I said, the final thing today, which I'll go through a little bit later on when we get more of a crowd. But overall, I do want this to be viewer driven. So if you have a request for me to do something, whether that's a stock analysis or a crypto or a forex pairing, let me know and I can do that. $5 super chats, make sure that it happens for sure. But if not, sometimes I get distracted and I may never get to it. But if you want to guarantee, if you would like an analysis to happen for sure, like I said, the $5 super chats, make sure that does indeed happen. But yeah, while we wait for more people to get logged on, if anybody does have a request for anything, like I said, right now we're just looking at the futures market here. And actually maybe a little bit of a bounce could happen right here. But like I said, I want to get more people here. But all right, well, we will hop and... No request right now. I'll just we'll just take a look at the overall market right now. So SPY. So daily right now, actually we have a very significant event that is occurring as far as the chart is concerned, and that is revolving. Whoops, let's make that. And that is revolving around this pink line right here, which on my chart denotes the 200-day simple moving average. And even if you have a very basic understanding of charts, I'm sure you've heard of the 200 period moving average, and you know that that carries a lot of weight. So when the price is above it, you ideally want to see the price stay above it, because if it doesn't, that's a pretty big bearish event, and that is what we have occurring right now. So, and what's crazy is the day started off, it was up here. So at one point, let me illustrate this. At one point during the day, this looked like this. There was no red down here. So in fact, let's just get extra. Let's get a little extra spicy here. There we go. So at one point, this is what the chart was looking like, give or take. Ballparking in here, but this is what the chart was looking like. Nice green candle, and now let's look at where it's gone from at one point today there to now this, down below that line. So that's a very brutal day when you just stop and kind of think about the overall story of it started strong and now got smacked right back down. Hey, Kevin, again, if anybody here has a request, I mean, usually, I will do one right now, free of, you don't even have to do a super chat, because if you give a request, I will see it and I will do it right now. So for people to not make a request, this is why trading is hard. No, yes, exactly. Things can be looking so strong and then boom, just like that. Take a look at the ES. Yeah, we can take a look. ES and SPY are basically going to be mimicking one another. So, I guess... no, I guess I take that back. Different. Looking to add ET for long-term thoughts. So yeah, ES. Well, ES kind of, or in a sense, it is the future. It's not that, this is predicting the future per se, but the ES actually broke down below that 200 period a couple days ago. So we're just kind of getting the final effects of that. Granted, Thursday, the price really came down, and the levels that I'd mapped out previously were this support zone here. So going into the day, this was kind of the key area of support as a support zone from a technical standpoint. But now you can see as I speak, the price is actually down below these areas. Now, to be fair, It's late morning right now, so there is still time for some sort of crazy afternoon action to happen where this thing snaps back up and maybe gives us a big hammer candle. But just again, as I speak right now, the bears are making some pretty big technical pushes here to the downside, and looking very shaky. If we drop down to the hourly time frame, then yeah, you can see right here, this was a nice little set of lows here, and it did try to hold up earlier on in the day, but right now, this past hour is what has pushed the price down below there. If there is any sort of attempted snap back in the upwards direction, then that 50 period moving average is going to be the key battleground. You can see it's got quite the record of acting as resistance right now. But like I said, at this exact moment in time, bears are looking pretty strong here. Devin, what platform do you use? So this platform right here is called Tradovate, and I access them through Take Profit Trader, who is the prop firm that I use. So I am using a prop firm, and then during the prop firm process sign up, when I'm asked what platform do I want to use, I use Tradovate. So let me. So right here. So during the sign up phase, right here is who I select. I mean, there's plenty of other platforms that you could use if you were to choose to go the prop firm route, but that is who I'm using. I see you can also pull down your SNL break even easily. Yeah, no, yeah, I love this platform. So for example, if I wanted to buy down here, I could just click buy, boom. Just like that, my order's in. If I want to cancel, I could exit it. Again, if I wanted to buy, but then all of a sudden, I don't know, I can grab it, drag it down, boom, there's my new order. So you can do everything from the chart. Of course, you can use buttons if you want, but you don't have to. But yes, definitely, I like the platform for sure. Looking to add ET for long term. We'll take a look at ET. What is that? Energy Transfer Partners or Energy? Yeah, Energy Transfer. So you said a long term, so look at the daily. I mean, now this is where things always get a little sketchy as a trader, and then you're like trying to do stuff for the long term. So like when I'm adding stuff to my investment, it's like, okay, this is pulled back quite a bit, but the trader in me would be like, yes, Clay, but well, let's wait until it goes down to the 200-day moving average, and then you buy. And I mean, it could do that, but it's also what happens if it just turns around, and then 20 years from now, you actually never got into this one because you didn't get a little bit more to go. So it's like a crazy kind of weird balance. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I think a lot of traders could probably relate to it where, yeah, you start to like want the perfect entry point for these long-term situations. And it's like, well, does it really matter if if you don't get the exact nail the bottom when all you really care about is where this thing is at in 20 to 30 years from now? Probably not, but it's still, I think, a battle that many of us day traders face when we're trying to do these long-term things. But yeah, from the bigger picture, definitely pulling back. I know I own some of ET. And maybe I'll look to potentially add. But again, because I already own some, I don't really need to get that aggressive. But yeah, if it does drop down to that 200 period moving average, I could see myself maybe wanting to hop in. RH had a few more details. Oh yeah, RH, I do agree. Our ES did ultimately. Tesla on the daily chart for Apple Cider Guy. Oh boy. Yeah, Tesla, just the bleeding continues. It's already given up its 200-day moving average, but that's kind of all new. And then, just real quick, a classic example of there's a rule in charting which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So check it out. That pink line was doing a fantastic job acting as support. When the price broke down below it, then look what happened. It bounced back up and look right where it found resistance. Boop, right there, and back down it went. So classic. Could throw that right into a textbook. Wow, we're doing really good on likes. Already at 16. The goal is 70. So we're a ways. I mean, ideally, I'd like to get 100, but the goals used to be 50, and we're hitting that routinely. Then 60. Now we're at the 70. So if you are enjoying, make sure to remember to hit that like button. And if you want a request, if you have a question that you want me to get to right away, $5 super chats make that happen. If not, then you just risk me not addressing or getting to your comment. I mean, maybe I never get to it. But maybe I don't get to it until 20, 30 minutes after you post it, because I do just start at the top and I work my way down. So like I said, if you want to bring it to my attention immediately, then $5 super chats make that happen. But yeah, Tesla, the bleeding continues. As far as next potential areas of support, what is this low down here? Yeah, right here around about, we'll call it 241. I could see, it's behind my ugly mug, isn't it? I could see 241 coming into play. That was a support there, support there. So that really is the next level. Of course, there's no guarantees. I'm not saying the price is dropping straight down to that area. But yeah, this one is definitely kind of after the movement down through these lows, both there and there. It's entered into kind of this little miniature no man's land. We're really nothing until down around the 241 mark. So not guaranteed to go down there, but would I be shocked if it were down there? I would not be shocked at all. In a bear market, I always sell at the top of the candle, and when it drops, snag it. In a bear market, I always sell at the top of the candle. Well, okay. I assume maybe you mean you're shorting at the top of the candle, which would be good. Hey, Clay, the TP platform is not sending the account registration confirmation. Hey, Clay, that is not sending the account. Did your payment go through, FCI? And have you reached out in the customer service chat box? I would say to hit them up. They're very responsive in the customer service box. Ravashan, Clay, is it true that if you earn some money from trading, meaning that on the other side somebody loses money? No. Nope. That is not true. So, for example, we have little grandma. We're just going to call her G. G bought something, bought a stock for $10, right? And then, I don't know, 40 years goes by. And then Tom comes and buys that stock from grandma. How long did I say? 40 years, right? So the white line represents 40 years goes by. Then Tom comes along and buys that same stock from grandma for $70. And then after Tom buys that stock, I'm running out of room, so we'll go this way. 20 minutes goes by because Tom is a day trader, okay? And then within that 20 minutes, Tom then goes, and then Bill comes along. And at that moment in time, that stock is trading for 71. So per the premise of your question, is it true that on the other side, somebody loses money? Well, no, because did Tom lose money here? Absolutely not. Tom helped out grandma because grandma was looking for a seller at 70. Tom came along and was like, yeah, I'll buy from you, grandma. I know you bought that 10 years or 40 years ago for $10, but I'm willing to buy it from you from 70. So Tom helped out grandma. Now grandma can go to afford groceries, keep her gas bill on, all that sort of stuff. And then Tom, as a day trader, was able to sell for $1 profit. So Tom, in no way, shape, or form, lost anything as part of the transaction. Grandma did not lose anything. She was getting helped out. So no, the whole idea that, well, there's always a loser. No, nobody's losing. Now, is there sometimes losers? Yeah, of course there's sometimes losers. But like to just make the conclusion that every single trade you make, that means somebody else is losing, incorrect. But good question. Hopefully that made sense to everybody. All right. Okay, we're at 55 people. If you want to see some live trades, make sure you hit that like button. I'd like to get this up to at least 35 likes before I even think about doing any live trades. Or a super chat will make that happen for sure. If you do have any requests, let me know. Could be a stock, could be a future, could be a crypto, could be a forex pairing. And I will do that analysis, just trying to kind of gather a little bit more of a crowd here. And then we'll hop into some housekeeping stuff that we have to do as far as getting this account passed. But yeah, let me know if you have a request for anything, and I can do that. Like I said, could be a stock, could be Vinny's here. Very good. I'm glad Vinny's here. HE, is it Hawaiian Electric? Is that? Am I remembering that? HE. Yeah, Hawaiian Electric. All right. Oh, wow. Good day here for HE. More like a wave of money and traders are just fishermen. Yeah, you could probably use that analogy. Yep. That's why I reject the premise, well, day traders contribute nothing to society. Yeah, tell that to grandma that was just able to sell her shares for $70 that she bought for $10. Tell that to grandma that day traders just didn't contribute. Day traders contribute liquidity to the market. Grandma is very appreciative because if there's no day traders out there, maybe grandma only gets to sell it for $50, $55. Like I said, I don't want to speak for grandma, but I'm guessing grandma's more excited that she was able to sell that for 70 as opposed to 55. So Hawaiian Electric here got the nice breakout. No doubt about that. We're at 31 likes. Let's get some more. So broke it right there. So that's good. It had pretty much, wow, that's embarrassing. That was a terrible line. There we go. So it had this kind of little wedge formation broken on the daily. $30-minute right now. Nice little bull flag pattern in the works. So sure, it is pulling back, but you have to ask yourself, well, what was going on before this pullback? Well, there's a big move like this. So nice little bull flag pattern here currently on the 30-minute. All I'm holding is Doge, but I was curious what else is up since so much politics going on. So Vinny, you're not really a trader. You're just a swing trader. Come on, let's get 3 more likes. Hit that like button, and we'll start to get some live trades on the table here. 3 more likes. And then also have a question for all of you here so I can gauge the crowd. Okay. So the crowd here, so hit the number 5 if either you don't trade futures or you don't even know what futures are. Again, hit the number 5 in the chat box if you don't know what futures are or you just don't trade futures, which would imply that you're a day trader in stocks or options or Forex or crypto or something like that. Hit that 5. Again, either you've never even heard of futures or you've heard of them, you just don't trade them. Hit that number 5. Yeah. Hold and hope is not a strategy. That is definitely not a strategy. Well, I mean, it's a strategy. I take that back. It's just not a good strategy. Okay, good. So a lot of people have no idea what futures are. Now, I'm going to make a statement here that might offend you, but just stick with me because I believe that I have a very, very good reason behind why I'm about to make this claim. But it's something you get stuck in. I don't trade them. No, you don't get stuck in anything, Vinny. The only thing that you get stuck in is what you choose to get stuck in because you don't have any risk management within your strategy. So yes, you can get stuck in things, but it's not like the market just made you get stuck. That's you that allowed yourself to get stuck. But anyways, so like I said, I'm going to make a very potentially offensive comment here, but I'm going to bring and back things up. Hugo, do you only trade futures now? Yes, because stocks, now I'm talking about from a day trading. If you want to be a day trader, stocks, options, crypto, Forex, waste of your time. Absolute waste of your time. They're pure garbage compared to futures. Why do I say that? Well, for you stock and options traders out there, again, under the premise you want to be a day trader, unless you have $25,000 in the world of stocks and options, you can't be a day trader. Why? Because I'm sure you're aware of that annoying pattern day trading rule that limits the amount of day trades you can have. Within futures, there's no pattern day trading rule. So I would argue that in and of itself should be enough evidence to be like, wait, what did you say? There's no pattern day trading rule? I could have $100 and I can day trade as much as I want? Yes, you can. That is what I'm saying to you. Now, maybe crypto people are like, well, I don't have a pattern day trading rule. And that's fine, but your market is so illiquid. Your market barely moves. Let me bring up futures right now so you can actually see all this stuff. But I mean, show me a crypto that on the 2-minute time frame is looking this nice and fluid. Look how fluid these candles are moving. Show me something like that in the world of crypto. You're not going to be able to. Now, sure, there are some times when a pump and dump is going on, when a bunch of people are excited, but after that excitement fades, it just drifts into oblivion, and there's nothing. But here we go. Look how fluid this movement is. Another reason, futures markets open pretty much around the clock. So if you need to have a little bit of flexibility within your schedule, then there is a whole lot of flexibility for you to find time to trade. Another reason, maybe you like to short. Maybe you like to make money when the prices go down. Or maybe you're one of these people that's like, well, I like to short penny stocks. I like to short, micro cap stocks because, the stocks down below, that are very volatile. And that's true. They're very volatile and all that. But when it comes to shorting them, meaning making money if they go down, then you know how this goes. You have to locate shares. Then you have to, pay locate fees. And you have to do all this hassle just to find all this stuff so that you can short something. In the world of futures, you just short. You can just go short. You don't have to pay anything extra. You don't have to search for anything to share or to locate. You just short. And then you're trading the same thing every day. So in terms of, okay, I got to find the hot crypto today. I got to find the hot stock for your option traders. I got to find the right strike price and all this sort of stuff. You don't do any of that. There's no scanning. There's no spending your time on scanners. There's no spending your money on scanners. You just show up and you trade the same thing every day because the same thing every day produces multiple opportunities. And then finally, the built-in risk protection of you choosing to use a prop firm. And prop firms, and I'm going to explain more, but they allow you to put very little of your money at risk, and then there's a whole lot of upside potential. So wow, I've gotten a lot of, offend me, try to get stuck in real estate. Yeah, you can get stuck in real estate because real estate is a much less liquid environment, but we're not talking real estate. But yeah, that is true. Trade but not futures. Could you tell me what site to like to trade? I'm trying to gain experience. Yep, I'll get to all of that. Plays futures markets, tons of money, I know. This is a super biased take. Okay, Red, well then tell me where I'm wrong. I'll concede. I'm very biased, but Red, please prove where I am wrong in my statements. I'll concede. I'm very biased because I am. I'm very biased. I think futures are awesome, but where exactly have I gone wrong? All you've done is accuse me of being biased. You have not refuted any points. In logic, we would call that an ad hominem. You have attacked me personally saying, well, not attacked, but you haven't really attacked the argument. You've just said I'm biased. Okay, like I said, so we can advance the discussion. I am biased. So Red, you have not pushed back as to why your solution is better. I think I'm giving a very good solution. Again, just based on the grounds alone for stock and options traders, there's no pattern day trader rule. Because if you show up and say, I want to be a day trader, and then you're told, well, do you have $25,000? And you're like, well, no. It's like, well, then you can't trade. You can't day trade as much as you want. Red, your silence is deafening. Clay's right. I won't argue. I've seen it with my own. That's big. No, exactly. Yeah. In and of itself, no pattern day trader rule. But here's the other cool thing. So going back to a lot of people are like, well, I don't have a lot of money, so I got to trade. It takes time to type you dope. Okay. So right now I am biased and a dope. So this should be very easy. If I'm a dope, Red is about to destroy me. Because if I am a dope, I'm not very smart. So Red is going to absolutely destroy me here. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. I've never had a good argument against what I've said about futures. Okay, I'm a shill for prop firms. Again, he has addressed nothing. Let's take prop firms out of it. Explain to me. Anything. So Red has not done anything. All he's done is I'm a shill now. I'm a dope, I'm a shill, and I'm biased. Okay, come on, Red. All you keep doing is attack me. Attack the arguments. Are you saying that like futures is not a way around the pattern day trading rule? Are you saying that futures are not open around the clock? Are you saying that futures don't give many opportunities every single day and you don't have to run scanners because you can just trade the same things every day? Is that what you're saying? Oh, no, we don't have. No, Red's fine. I'm waiting for him. I just told you. Okay, what is your. Maybe I missed his first comment. Okay, Red said he's from the future and has offered nothing. Yeah, he's getting close to a ban then. Like, I'm willing to have a discussion, but if all you're going to do is just not attack my arguments, then it's kind of a waste. Why are you so. Why am I spending so much time on Red? Because Red is. Like, that's my point. My point is, I don't know. I've never been confronted with an argument as to why I'm wrong in my argument that futures are way better than everything else. Again, all Red has done is you're a shill for prop firms. It's like, yeah, I think prop firms are awesome. Like, and again, refute me how a prop firm is not awesome. So that's all I'm saying is I know he's a troll, but he's still illustrating. He's still illustrating that there's actually aren't any good arguments. So I love people like Red because I'm also open. Like if there's something I'm missing in my thought process, I want to know. So I'm willing to give people a chance. But Red has proven my point again that there aren't any actual good arguments. How about we take a look at some tickers and not focus on... Because Red is proving my point. Red is helping to advance the conversation. And we're not going to look at tickers, Puro, because you're wasting your time looking at tickers. Did you just show up? Come on. Oh, we're learning. Everybody's relaxed. We are learning. I'm trying to learn waiting on the responses. So anyways, so that is why, and then back to, trading futures, no prop, or there's no pattern day trader rule, or open around the clock. You can short whenever you want. You don't have to pay fees. There's no scanners, because you just know what you're going to trade every day. And then with prop firms, because if we can all, I'll raise my hand. If you've ever done something really stupid as a trader, and you're like, oh, wow, that just cost me a lot of money, but I learned a lot, right? The question in my mind is, how much does the quote unquote, but I learned a lot actually cost you? And with a prop firm, it costs you very little. So at the top of the screen, you're seeing something for $50,000. And a way a prop firm works is this. And if you don't like the prop firm, then go. You can trade with your own money. That's fine. Go trade with your own money. But I make this argument. Fees on options are like 17 cents. If you're concerned with that, you're doing it wrong. I don't know how that's relevant to anything. Yeah. You can do no fee trading in stocks and options. I'm not sure how that overcomes the pattern day trader rule. So you save a little bit of money on those 3 day trades you're allowed to make. That's not very persuasive. The fee argument, you can trade stocks at Robinhood with no fees. Okay, well, you can make 3 trades per 5 days with no fees. I'd rather pay fees, but be able to make 50 trades in a day if I want. To me, that trade-off is worth it. So yes, that is true, but count me not very persuaded by I'm going to stick in stock so I can save $20 on fees, but yet I'm missing out on potentially $2,000 in profits. But do you have an... Okay, so anyways, because we're doing good on likes. If we get it up to 50 this quick, that'd be great. So with a prop firm, though, you go, and the way it's this. You purchase buying power. So you could purchase $50,000 of buying power for $119. But the key here is going back to those, whoops, that was dumb. I lost my mind. I went on tilt. I got stuck in a crazy move. And in the world of those smaller cap stocks, or those small cryptos, or in the world of options, you get it. There can be crazy moves. And yes, they can make you money. I'm not refuting that. But the flip side, if you've ever been on the opposite side of one of those, you know how quickly those losses can add up. So in this situation, because you do have to prove yourself. So the first phase of a prop firm is you proving yourself as a trader. And in this situation, to prove yourself, you need to be able to make $3,000. But the key thing is this. $2,000, if you were to lose it, you do fail the test. So they would take the account away from you. Now you can try again, but they would take the account with you. But within the test, let's say you just lose your mind. You have one of those, wow, that was really dumb. That was really bad. But I learned a lot. So how much does the but I learned a lot cost you? Well, in a prop firm, it costs you $119, right? Because that's what it costs you to buy the account. But if you're using your own money in the real world, how much did it just cost you in this situation? $2,000 of your own money. Have you ever been there where you have one of those, that was really stupid, but I learned a lot, but then you're like, man, I just lost a lot of my money. Me personally, I think it's more effective. I think it's more cost efficient to kind of go through those oops, I learned a lot moments and have those only cost you $119 as opposed to your own money where it's very big, because we've all had those losses where we're just like, that's insane. So that is another reason why I call it built-in risk protection, is because the money on the line is your only cost right there. So does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Is when you screw up, sure, you do fail the test. Yes, they'll take the account away from you, but it's not like you have some sort of massive loser and then that's actually your own money. What is 100 of? What currency is that? No, super chats are $5, and I just got the conversion. That was $1.16. So thank you, but and you're not new daily option trader. You know the rule. It's $5 super chats, and you just donated. Well, I don't know what currency that is, but that equates to $1.16. So we're gonna keep on moving here with this point. So that is the whole idea. Why futures are so much better than everything else. No pattern day trend rule. They move quickly. And the math. Now, one thing is it's like, well, how much is 50,000? How much can I actually buy? Well, you could buy 6 of the very volatile contracts or 60 of the less. And I'll show you what this all looks like so you can get an idea. So this sounds like a sales pitch for futures. It is a sales pitch for futures because they're just better. And I think I've presented you some good claims as to why they're better, especially when you factor in a prop firm. But ultimately, maybe you're just still wondering, well, yeah, but how fast do they actually move? And that's actually a very valid concern, very valid bit of pushback on your part. But what I have to do first, before anything else, is to set up things. As I mentioned, you have to go through a test phase. And for those of you that have been around since Monday, the prop firm that I use, Take Profit Trader, they were kind enough to donate me a $25,000 account. So let's go review what's been needing to go on. So $25,000 account. If you were to purchase $25,000 of purchasing power, it would cost you $105. So first again, before you can start to make real money, you have to prove yourself as a trader. So quote unquote, proving yourself as a trader, they're saying, show us that you can make $1,500, but you can't lose $1,500. So that's the end of day drawdown, meaning you are not allowed to lose more than $1,500, and you have to make $1,500. Now, how long does it take? They make the test at least 5 days, but you do not have to pass it in 5 days. That's just the bare minimum because they don't want somebody to go YOLO and get it done in one trade, one day or anything like that. But you can take as long as you want. However, I would say I recommend getting it done within 30 days because you don't want to have to go and pay another $105 because that is per month. But after you do pass a test and you get into what's called the pro account, there's no more monthly fees. So that's why I say, and it's very reasonable to pass one of these in a month because futures, they add up quick, and I'll show you that here. They are volatile. So if you're someone that's looking for volatility as a trader, what company is this? This is Take Profit Trader. If you use the link on top of the page, it'll take you to this and it'll give you the 30% off deal and all that. So yeah, Red, that's fine. You can paper trade for free, and then you can go and I guess use your real money, and then do have one of those whoops that was dumb. And in the world of futures, whoop that was dumb is thousands of dollars, like very very realistically. And if you're like, no, that's not true, Red, well then you've clearly never traded futures, because anybody that has traded futures knows that a whoops that was dumb, but I learned a lot. Those moments very realistically cost you at least $1,000. And if you're using your own money, well, there's $1,000 of your own money gone. So $25,000 is the fee. The goal is to make $1,500. So now let's bring this over, and I'll show you what this looks like behind the scenes. So this is Take Profit Trader. All right. Red's got to go. He's not offering up any sort of actual pushback. Red, welcome. Second person in the history of the channel to be banned. Again, make fees, I have no problem with people putting up pushback, but when all you do is avoid the arguments, nice sales pitch. I already conceded I am making a sales pitch for futures. That's all I'm doing. So I don't know, maybe that was a compliment because I am making a nice sales pitch. He's not able to overcome any yet. He has offered zero objections other than, well, there are some brokers out there that you don't have to pay fees. It's like, okay, so you are choosing to pay fee or to not pay fees and limit yourself to 3 day trades when you could go someplace, pay a little bit of fees, but be able to day trade as much as you want. So you're paying 105 just to paper trade. No, you're paying 105 in order to advance to the pro account. And the pro account is where you start making money. And you can make way more than the $105 that you started with. So in other words, you could have $105 all in, and then you start making money in the pro account, and that's real money that you're getting paid. So no, you're not getting paid just to paper trade. You're paying 105 to work your way through the journey to get to the pro account where you make actual money. What is the link again? It should be at the top of the screen. claytrader.com/take profit. Is that not at the top of the screen? I'll link it just. There you go. But you can click on that link right there. So what does it look like behind the scenes? There we go. Let me bring this over. So this is my account. This is the 25,000. If you've been on the live streams in the past few days, you've seen me trading this. Can we get one more like so we can get this up to 50? Again, if you want me to address your question right away, I'm seeing a bunch of things come in. The super chats, make sure I see it right away. But I can't keep looking or else I'm distracting myself. But I'm willing to get distracted for super chats. And again, I'll try to get your questions, but the downside is you just might have to wait a while. But if you plan on being here for the next 20 minutes, and that's fine. So when you make it to the pro account, you're using your own money. No, you're using that's what I mean. The only money you have risked is what you purchased the account for. That's it. That's your only money that you have at risk. That's the whole point. That's the beauty. Now what's in it for them? Well, they would get they do profit split. So in the pro account, you would get to keep 80% of what you make. If you go to the Pro Plus account, then you would get to keep 90%. So that's what would be in it for them. So right here, you can see that because again, the test is, like I mentioned, it's got to be 5 days. Doesn't mean you have to pass it in 5 days, but the phase has got to last at least 5 days. And you can see right here, I've actually already passed because the profit target, as we talked about, was 1,500. You can see as of now, I'm at 1509.50. And you want to get as close to that number as possible because anything above there doesn't do anything for you. Because at this phase, we're just simply looking to pass the test. That's it. And then there is the rule here. So when you make money in the pro account, you're using... Oh, sorry, you already said that. So when... now the one rule, because again, the rule, and that would be my other argument for a prop firm on why I think prop firms are good. They do have rules. And these rules make life challenging, but they're good rules. Why? Well, because they're forcing you to manage risk. They're forcing you to get your mind around things that matter, like, hey, you're only allowed to lose this much. You should probably care about that number. That's good when you're focused on not how much money can I make, but wait a second, I got to watch my backside here. I got to make sure that I'm not running around with no rules at all, because if I lose too much, then I failed the test. So the rules I implement are good rules. They're fantastic rules because they're rules that are based in forcing you to focus on risk management. And I know talking about risk management is boring. It's much more exciting to talk about making money and how much money can you make. But at the core, risk management is the name of the game. And that's what a prop firm is forcing you to do. So right here, one of those risk management rules is you're not allowed to just go YOLO. Like you can't just go load up, take one trade, and then make $1,500. They're telling you you're only allowed to make 50% of your total profit. So the total profit is $1,500. So the most you can make in a single day is 50% of that, which would be $750. So back on Monday, and again, if you want to go and watch all this, you can. But on Monday on the live stream, we started trading this one and made $607. So that was 40.25%. In other words, I didn't violate the rule because you cannot make any more than 50%. So, again, I got to stop looking. I'll get to the chats, but I got to keep moving here. So that is how it works. That's behind the scenes, is during the phase. But right now, here's the thing that you've got, and this is a little trick that I want to teach you, because just to make sure you understand how to quote unquote work this system, if you will. So I have already passed, right? Because I'm up 109.50, but I still need to have another trading day because I'm only at 4 days, and you've got to do a minimum of 5. But I'm already above this, so I still need to make one more trade for today. So I can log and say, well, now it's officially been 5 days because he's had 5 days of trades. So what I'm going to do here with all of you is now I need to make a very, very fast trade because I don't need to make any more money. I've already passed, but I do still need to log a trade in. So that's something to keep in mind with, with Take Profit Trader. If you pass before the 5 days, so let's just say you do pass on day 2. You're still going to have 3 days of what you're about to see here, where you're going to want to take the bare minimum, the bare risk trade, buy and sell in the blink of an eye. And if you lose a couple dollars, doesn't matter, because all I'm trying to do now is quote unquote log a trade. I just need to get a trade on the books. So that way we can count this as a day. So now next lesson in futures, and this is where I would recommend everybody starts, is the MNQ. MNQ is what I would say to start with. And I mentioned earlier, the nice thing about futures, you don't have to spend money on scanners. You don't need to spend any, you don't have to wait. Well, I get up 2 hours before market open because I got to look at the scans. I got to look at the news. I got to see what I might be trading for that day. None of that nonsense. I roll out of bed. I'm like showing up here like 2 minutes before the open because I already know what I'm going to trade. Now, I'm exaggerating a little bit there. But the point is, I know what I'm going to trade. I'm going to trade MNQ and NQ. This is all about the NASDAQ market. So that's what, the pricing is reflecting on the NASDAQ market. Now, you can trade futures for all sorts of things. You could trade it on oil. You could trade it on the, S&P 500. You could trade it on coffee beans. But like I said, the most liquid, the most volatile markets are definitely going to be the indices, and one of these being the NQ. So I just roll out of bed and I know what I'm trading. Zero. And I mean zero time is spent on scanners when it comes to what am I going to trade for the day. You don't have to worry about that nonsense. So again, that's what I mean by just a sell or, a sales pitch for futures, time saver. You know what you're going to trade. So MNQ is what I'm trading because the MNQ is the bare minimum volatility that you could get. And I'm going to show you that here with some trades so you can kind of gauge just how fast futures actually move. But right now, for this trade, that needs to be very low risk and it needs to be very quick, I'm doing the bare minimum. So what I'm doing here is the MNQ, and again, this is where I would recommend everybody starts because the NQ, that's where things get spicy in a hurry. So if you are saying, no, Clay, I am here for the volatility, I want something that is volatile, well, then you will fall in love. You will fall in love with the NQ. Let's see, there we go. Wow, I didn't know I was Pablo Picasso. You will fall in love with the NQ. But for this set of circumstances, I need to just make one trade. So I'm going to come up here. Well, how do you buy and sell futures? Very easy. So now in futures, you don't buy or sell shares. You buy or sell contracts. So I'm going to do one contract, and I'm on the MNQ. So this is the bare minimum that you need. And what I am going to do here is I'm going to buy and then sell immediately. Like super, super fast. Because I need to get in and out of this to just log the day trade and then be done with it. So are we ready? Ready? Here we go. Buy, sell.
Order filled. Order filled.
And it looks like I was at break even. Okay. And then with commissions, 50 cents. So I am good. So right there, 26,509. I lost 50 cents on that. But doesn't matter because I just needed to log a trade. So I am now officially good. This account is now officially passed because that trade counts as day number. Oh, whoops. No, wrong one. So that account or that trade that you just witnessed, that'll move that up to 5 now. So now this will be 5 out of 5 and I'll be at, because I lost 50 cents there. So that number would now be showing that I've made 1509, which is above the 1500. So this account is now passed. I can now move into the pro account with this one. So this is an example. And again, if you want to go through the whole journey of this account, you can just start the live stream back at Monday. And you saw me kind of go through this all live. Well, I guess not all live. I did trade some of it off stream. But you'll see many of the trades that contributed to accomplishing that goal. So that is now passed. In fact, is that... Okay, yeah, you can see that right there. So commissions wise, our friend Red earlier was like, oh yeah, but you got to pay commissions in the world of futures. So for the micros, it's 25 cents to buy, 25 cents to sell per contract. So round trip, 50 cents. With the volatile beast known as NQ, it would be $2.50 to buy one contract and then $2.50 to sell that one contract. So $5 round trip. And when you see how volatile things are, you'll see why the whole argument of, well, I'm just going to stay with stocks and options because I have a broker that is zero commission and I don't want to pay commission. You will see how silly that becomes when you see how fast these things move. And again, but it goes back to the whole, why would you ever say, well, I'm going to I want to be a day trader, but I'm going to limit myself to 3 day trades for every 5 days because I don't have to pay commissions. In my mind, that seems like very silly logic. All right. Clay, will prop firms take anyone for the test? I've been trading for about a year, Yeah. Anybody can take the test. Anybody can. Yep. Anybody can sign up and do it. And again, if you fail, and by the way, everybody fails. I have failed tests. In fact, on Tuesday, I think it was a Tuesday, I got caught in a nasty move, and I lost $4,600 on the trade. But did I actually lose? So let's say it was your account. Let's say, who was our characters from our store? Oh, let's say Tom. Let's say Tom had a $4,600 loss because he was on the $150,000 account. So with the $150,000 account, so you can get $150,000 of buying power for $252. But the loss limit is $4,500. So let's say Tom had that where, oh, whoa, that was a nasty, and it was a crazy move. But wow, that was a nasty move. That thing, it was coming down, and then it just made one of those. So the V shape. And, Tom got short and just roasted. $4,600 gone. My question is for Tom. Did he actually lose $4,600 from his own checkbook? He did not. How much did he lose? Well, he would have lost just the cost of the account, which was $252. So I can only speak for myself and for or for at least Tom in my hypothetical, but I think I'd rather have one of those crazy, nasty movements. I'd rather have it not cost me $4,500 of my own money. I'd rather have it cost me just $250 of my money. But that's just my roundabout way of saying I've blown up accounts. Failing tests is part of it. All the successful traders that make really good money. In fact, Hey 40, he made $27,000 last month from prop firms. But yeah, he's blown up accounts. So like, just because you fail a test and you blow up an account, I mean, it happens. It happens. So don't be like, oh, I failed a test, I'm terrible. So and so the point there is that no, you don't have to have any qualifications. Anybody can do it. So when you make, okay, sorry, I already read that. Again, if you would like for me to take a look at a stock you're in or a Forex or anything else, $5 super chats, I will get to that right away. Hello, okay. I have an account, second trading, and $1,000 profit towards the 3,000. Good. Do you have a video on setting up buy and sell stops using ticks? Do you have a video on setting up buy and sell stops? Well, setting up a stop is easy. So for example, if I were to just buy right here, for example, and I want to set a stop below lows, I would click here and then I would just click sell stop. So as far as Tradovate is concerned, it's very easy to set in a stop. Like I said, it's click. Everything, all trading can be done through the chart. What other tools do you use, Clay? I just use charts. That is my main tool, is technical analysis, candlesticks. Looking good on the likes. Can we get this up to 60? And I'm going to do a live trade and actually let things play out. Which reminds me, I need to get off of this account. Get off of this account. There we go. So this is another account. And the other nice thing about prop firms is check this out. Yeah, so let's get up to 60 likes. Renfro, if you blow an account, it says you have 3 resets. Does that mean I have 3 resets? Then you have to retest again. So if you blow an account within the pro, so once you get to the pro account, if you blow up that one, then instead of having to go back and take a test again, they will allow you to reset that account 3 times. That way you can skip over the test phase. So that's what that is referring to, is once you pass the test phase and get to the pro account, if you blow up that pro account, so you lose your mind or something nasty happens, they will say, well, do you want to reset the account and keep it a pro account, or do you want to go back and do the test again? But now to reset a pro account, that is more expensive, but they do give you the choice. You have 3 of those that you can do. Yes, DOS Faboy. Yes. Come on, let's get 4 more likes here. Okay. So, and the other nice thing about prop firms, and again, a reason why I would say they're just better than all those other things, again, futures through a prop firm is with Take Profit Trader, they'll let you have up to 5 separate accounts. And with that, they allow you to do something called copy trading. Now, copy trading is amazing, but make sure you know what you're doing because it can work against you. But copy trading means you can copy one trade onto those 4 other accounts. So if you make one trade and you make $100 on it, but you copied it to those 4 other accounts, you actually just made $500. Or if you take that one trade and you make 500, but you copied it to those other 4, well, sure, your trade was quote unquote only 500, but by copying it, you're now up $2,500. So that's the other thing that makes futures with prop firms very, very unique and potentially very profitable. But again, you got to make sure you know what you're doing. But yes, copy trading is something else that is absolutely amazing when it comes to prop firms. So, all right, now what I want to focus on here is this. I'm going to do the bare minimum of volatility. So, and I'm going to treat, now this is not a $25,000 account, but let's just assume that we're still on the $25,000 account. But I want to just give you a glimpse because I know earlier I asked, a lot of you have never heard of futures, has never traded it. And a concern that I have not addressed yet is, okay, well, you're saying all these great things and it does sound great, no pattern day trading rule, all those things. But like, are these things actually volatile, or am I going to fall asleep watching these things because the numbers barely move? You know, you think of a penny stock and you watch the level 2s and you're just waiting for an order to show up. You know, what do they actually look like? And that's what I'm going to show you here. So just understand here. I'm thinking we might need to try to take that short. And again, don't follow me on the trades. I'm a moron. I don't know what I'm doing. But what I want you to do, I'm going to do the bare minimum. So think back to MNQ being the quote-unquote slow ones. And I am going to do only one contract. So this is the bare minimum. I'm doing one contract of the less volatile variety of contracts, okay? So again, don't take this as strictly for educational purposes. So let's do this. If it wants to come down, I don't need a whole lot of logic behind these trades because I'm just doing it for because I want you to see, but I need at least a little bit of logic. So I'd love to see this push down through here. So let's do this. So sell. If it hits that red line, I'm going to be in. And then I'll put. And if, again, I want you to watch this number down here. Okay, watch that number. Look how it's moving. This is one contract. Oops, let me get my stop and play real quick. So if you're looking at those numbers and you're thinking, nah, that's kind of too slow for me, Clay. The solution is this. You would come up here and you could change this to a higher number because this is the bare minimum. So again, watch that number. How do you feel about that? If it's too slow for you, no problem. I respect that. I respect it all. Just understand that the solution to that is you would come up there and just change that number. How high could you change that number? Well, if we're assuming that this is just, I'll address that just because I want you to continue to watch these numbers. But again, well, okay, Clay, you're saying that I can increase this, but like how high could I actually increase it? Good question. I'll address that here, but let's just first see if this thing wants to break down. Oh no, NQ isn't slow. ES is slow. And ES, ES can still move pretty good too. Okay, so I'm stopped out there. Okay, so like I said, depending on how those numbers were, if you're like, no, that was kind of too slow, well then on a $25,000 account, you could have gone and you could have raised that number up to 30. 30. You could have gone up that. Now, if it was the very volatile contracts, you could do up to 3, which is still crazy because 1 can be very, and if we get enough likes, maybe I'll do 1, but we are struggling in the likes department, struggling in the super chat department. But as I've done in the past, I have no problem getting extra aggressive with these, but I want to make sure people are actually interested, and I gauge people's interest via the like button and super chats. But again, if you're looking at that and be like, no, that was kind of slow. I need more volatility. Okay, you could have changed that number up to 30. Now, maybe like even 30, I think would have been too low. Okay, the solution to that is you could buy a $50,000 account. And at that point, you could have changed that number up to 60. But maybe like, no, that's still too low for me. I'd want more volatility. Okay. Go up to a $150,000 account. And I could have changed that number. Again, where you saw the 1 right there, I could have changed that up to 150. 150. Does this thing want to break down or not? I'm tempted. I mean, I should really let it clear these lows, but I'm also trying to get a trade on. When a person becomes a pro, that was, everyone like chat. It does not, I agree. It does not cost a thing. So we'll just see what it wants to do. But I don't know. I'm curious of your feedback. If you've never seen futures, what did you think about how that number was fluctuating? And again, no, I will not be offended at all if you're like, that was too slow. No problem. Like I said, I've given you now know the solution of how you can speed that number up. But I'm curious, like for those of you that have never seen futures, what did you think about that number and how it was fluctuating? Again, that was the bare minimum volatility. The MNQ for the mic. So the M in that stands for the micro. So that was the micro NQ and just one contract. All right, does this get rejected here? Yeah, let's, okay. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna get short.
Order filled.
Okay, and now just watch this number down here. Again, that's what I want. I'm not saying any of this is good. Whoa, 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 look at that. Look at that number. Again, I just want you to, okay. Yeah, at this point, I do need to get a stop in. There we go. So again, just watch that number. And if you're saying too slow, again, this is only one, as I was just showing you. On this size account, 25,000, you could turn that into 30. If this was a $150,000 account, you could change that to 150. Can you imagine what that number would look like and how it was fluctuating? Man, I'm getting roasted. Watch the number. Green line is my stop. And how much did it cost to short one contract? Good question. I'll answer that here. So, how much did it cost? Well, that's the other nice thing that I like about prop firms is they make the math and all that very simplistic because, okay, well, if I'm getting, again, let's go back to the $25,000 account. If I'm getting $25,000, how much does that actually buy me? Like, how many contracts am I able to buy with that amount? Which is what you're basically asking. How much did it cost to short one contract? So you're pretty much saying, what can I expect within these contracts or within these accounts? So if you purchased a $25,000 account, they're telling you, they're doing all the math for you. They're saying you could do up to 3 of the very volatile contracts, or you could do 30 of the less volatile ones. Is that what it was on that one? I lost 57 bucks. Yeah. Now, am I a glutton for punishment? It seems like I should go short again. But these are some good moves. I'm excited. You saw these fluctuate, and that was awesome. I want to just give you a good, realistic. I'd like to get some kind of winner, though, right now. But that's why don't follow me in these trades. There's some logic behind them, but these are by no means A-plus setups or anything like that. I'm doing this as educational purposes. I'm doing this so people can get a glimpse into futures trading and what could be expected. So Tafara, does that make sense about how you don't need to do any math and don't even worry about how much one cost you because you know what your limits are. You know your maxes. Do these futures relate to anything, like maybe the actual NASDAQ chart? This has to do with the NASDAQ market, but it's not a derivative where it's movement based on something else. No, it's moving completely solo. It's moving on its own. All right, do I get short here, stop over there? I mean, why not at this point?
Order filled.
Okay, can we get some sort of rollover? But again, main thing, watch this number. How do you feel about this number right here? Goodness. I'm about to go to 0 on this. I'm giving back all my gains. If we, I will get aggressive here, but we need some more likes. Anyways, so that number right there, if you were not impressed, if you're like, that number is too slow, again, to reiterate, there is a solution to that. That would be via the position size right here. You could change that one. That one is representing the contract because that's what you're trading futures. You're trading futures contracts. You could change that one as high as 30. Let's do this. So let's do 1 NQ. So this is the very volatile variety. So now you watch that number right there and let me know what you think. Okay. Whoops. 1.
Order filled.
Okay. Watch that number right there.
Order filled.
Boom. Just like that, $130. So I think all those losses that I just had were wiped away. I think. Yeah, very close. So did everybody see that? Did everybody see how those numbers fluctuated? And you just saw me make $130 in, I don't know, what was that, like 5 seconds? And honestly, I'd be up a whole lot more because it's coming down some more. Now, maybe in this situation, you're saying, wait a second, that was too volatile for me. That was too volatile for me. What made that volatile all of a sudden? Well, I was trading the different contract. Remember, we have the MNQ and we have the NQ. The MNQ, M stands for micro, meaning your risk is going to be smaller, but still the upside potential is going to be smaller. In other words, it'll be less volatile. The NQ, though, yeah, it's volatile. And that's what I was trading. So that's why that number, even though it was still just 1, that is why the number was all of a sudden that much crazier, because it was of the NQ. So if you looked at that and said, no, that is way too crazy, no problem. The solution to that, and why I'm saying that all you beginners need to start off, the solution to that is MNQ. That is what you would want to trade. The MNQ. Hopefully that makes sense. Does it move with news or anything? Oh, yeah. Oh, it'll move with news. It'll move. Like the craziest, because the market's open around the clock. So like on election nights, like when like when certain states are mentioned, so it could be like 11:30 p.m. Eastern time. So the stock market, that's closed, but like a state is announced for this or that, and like you'll see the futures market just ba-boom, ba-boom. So yes, the futures market, it tracks the news, all of that for sure. I would say a lot of traders watch the futures indexes when trading regular stocks and options. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah. And a lot of people do just watch the futures index anyways, even if they're trading stocks. But I think it's worth to trade them. How long can you hold a position? So within the prop firm, I'm assuming you're asking within the prop firm, but within the prop firm, you are not allowed to hold overnight. So that is one of the rules that they have. Let me see. So here's a test that I was in. So, right, it's telling you don't trade more than 3 contracts. Don't allow your account balance to go below that. Only trade permitted. Right here. Don't hold open positions past 5 p.m. Because futures markets are open around the clock, but they do close at 5 p.m. Eastern for 1 hour. So they close at 5 p.m. Eastern, and then at 6 p.m. Eastern, they open back up. And that's actually considered the next session or the new day. So no, you are not allowed to, which is, again, it's a good rule. It's forcing risk management, right? How many people have been here with a stock or anything where it starts off as a day trade and then it goes down, and then you're like, okay, well, this will be a longer term day trade, and then it goes down some more. Okay, this will be a swing trade, and then it goes down some more. Okay, this is a long-term investment, right? We've all been there. Why? Well, because we don't have any risk management rules. We're not willing to cut the loss. But with the prop firm, they're forcing you. No, you're not allowed to play that game with yourself. That's why I argue that the rules they are imposing on you are a good thing. They're forcing you to be focused on things that matter, and risk management is one of those things that certainly matters. Randy. Paul's speaking at 11:30 Central, so that's 12:30 East. Oh, so in a minute he's speaking? Okay. So things, I'm going to go back to the NQ. So things could very realistically get very spicy here, because if Powell is speaking now, if his speech has just started, we could see some big spikes. And I should also note that these movements here, now this was a good bounce, don't get me wrong. But I mean, to be like, whoa, that was like an epic bounce. I don't think anybody in the world of stocks or options or crypto would say that was an epic bounce. But in the world of futures, this movement here, depending on the type of contract and how many, tens of thousands of dollars right there. And I'm not exaggerating. Tens of thousands of dollars could have been made on that move, depending on the contract size and how many depending on the type of contract and then the contract size, meaning how many contracts did you actually have. So point here, there is a whole lot of potential. I mean, you just saw me make $130, and I don't even know if that trade lasted 5 seconds. Is there anywhere we can practice this type of trading before we take the test? I've never taken a test. Well, BC, do you know how to? Yeah, I mean, you can go and find like a demo platform and do that if you want. Or you can just do kind of the good old fashioned paper trading, where you just write things down on paper, where you bought, where you would sell. All right. Still at 6. Can we at least get this up to, where are we at time wise? Hour and 4. So we got about 26 minutes. Usually when I get around the 90-minute mark, I'll let interest kind of dictate if I keep going or not. So yeah, I would say let's get this up to at least 75. at least 75 if I'm gonna keep going past an hour and 30 minutes. So hit that like button if you're enjoying. Super chats are always welcome, always appreciated. All right, so let me know if you see a trade you think I should take. Again, I'm gonna go back to just doing the 1 micro. If you have time, I'd love to see a video on how to set up all the aspects of an ATM order in layman's terms, especially the... Yeah, maybe I'll do that for like an actual YouTube video. Because if I do lessons like that, they kind of just get lost in the shuffle. But yeah, that is a good idea for... In fact, let me take a screenshot of that as a reminder to myself. Oh, which, by the way, there's that loss I was talking about earlier when I blew up my account. Oh, it's not quite showing. Let me move it over. There we go. Yeah. So that was when I blew up that account that I was talking about. How, I mean, can you imagine if that was like your own money? 4,600, because I'm going to do a video about this for YouTube. But like, could you imagine that being your own money? Yet it was not my own money. Why? Well, because it was a prop firm, and the prop firm, your risk is only what you paid for the account. Double O Kevin, you have not signed up for what you said you're going to sign up for, my friend. Please, you're not one of those guys that just talks but doesn't do anything, are you, Kevin? You were like, I'm signing up today. Or maybe you did sign up and I missed it. That, I guess, to be fair, that is a possibility. Luis, right now for alerts or for analysis, Luis, it's $5 super chats. I will do an analysis on anything, but it's got to be $5. So here we go. Here's Paul speaking. He must have said something that the market liked. Look at this candle. And again, this is a huge move. Tens of thousands of dollars can be made in movements like this, again, depending on what kind of contract you chose and how many. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Kevin, but if that was the case, then why did you say you're going to join my stuff? Like, I don't understand. And maybe unless you literally just lost it yesterday, but I'm sorry to hear that. But Mario, why did you retract that? Looks like you're going to ask me why am I not trying to short the top of this or something? I don't know. But I mean, you see this, this smooth movement. I mean, look at this chart, nice and smooth compared to, so it's 12:34. This is lunchtime, right? And then let's go look at, I don't know, what's a popular stock today in the world of in the world of, let's see. Okay, so PSTV, one of these stocks below $5, 87 million shares traded. All right, PSTV. And then we got to go down to the 2-minute time frame, right? Let's see how smooth this one's looking. I mean, look at this. And then you look over here, this distance here. The distance on the chart is 8 cents. 8 cents. Do you know how many shares you've got to buy to have 8 cents make any sort of really big difference? A lot. So if you had 10,000 shares times 0.08 per share, $800 is what you get right there. For 10,000 shares. That means in order to do that, you would need at least $10,000. You would need more, right? Because if it's at $1.50, what is that? $1.50 times, if you wanted 10,000 shares, yeah, you got $15,000. So you would need $15,000 to have 10,000 shares to have made some money on that 8 cent move. I mean, like I said, do you have $15,000? All right, I did get a super chat here. So for Luis, ICON. Let's start on the daily time frame here for Luis or Lewis. Am I blind? Oh, there it is. All right, so the daily is not telling us a whole lot other than the fact of big volume surge And yeah, a nice movement up here. So on the daily, I would say that's a interesting trend line to keep an eye on if this is going to keep on pushing upwards. Can it get up to there and push through it? Oh, ME. Dang. Okay, I'm going to turn that into an example. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that transparency. That'll be a good learning lesson. So yeah, daily time frame. Other than the fact that, yeah, big move up, big volume surge, I'd keep an eye on that. Let's drop down to the 30-minute, or let's go to the hourly. Okay, so hourly, we have... So we have that area of resistance, and then I would just use the 50-period moving average as a bottom part. So this is the moving average, so it'll move and look something like that. So if we use that as a lower part of the pattern, then we have an area of resistance. We have this support. We have this big upwards move right here. If we put the golf hole down here, have a bull pennant pattern here. Now, just because something's a bullish pattern doesn't mean for sure guaranteed it's going to go upwards. But before you really put any sort of emphasis on whether or not the price is going to be able to push up through that level, at this point, priority number one is can the price even get up through and break out of the bull pennant pattern? So that would be the key thing right there. But yeah, on the hourly, looking good. Assuming it stays above the purple line. If it falls below there, then all of a sudden that pattern is essentially invalidated. 30-minute. 30-minute, essentially, whoops. Essentially the same thing here. Maybe we can get a little bit more insight. I think we got a nice little trend line there that could be drawn. Okay. Just because I can't help myself. That's so nasty. Let's make this nice and proportional. There we go. So yeah, kind of see the wedge right here. So really just a question of who's ultimately going to win out, because this wedge is going to run out of room, as you can see over here. But yeah, overall, good day. Nice solid day. It's really just a question of can this thing now start to what's going on here? Can it start to maintain its gains and then get some continuation back to the upside? So yeah, 5-minute, I don't. So yeah, in the very near term, 5-minute looks as though there's some battleground. So right there at about 20 cents. 20 cents the price has several times. Tried, rejected, tried, rejected, tried, rejected. So if the price can push up through there, if it's a high volume break, and again, no guarantees, but you got to like the odds that it makes at least a run up to the top part of that trend line right there, which from the higher time frames, you know is the top part of that pattern. So that's what I'm seeing here on ICON. How do you find stocks to trade with prop firm? Jalil, haven't you been here the whole time? Why are you so focused on stocks? Why do you want to trade stocks? Why? Do you like the pattern day trading rule, Jalil? I am so fascinated by you right now. I think you've heard the sales pitch. How can you still be focused on stocks? Like, what are you concerned about? Genuinely curious. Because I think I make a good, if it was a court of law, I think I bring a whole lot of good evidence to the table on why futures are better than stocks. And yet you're still asking about stocks. Why? Why? What in your mind are you holding on to? Very curious. Let's see, we'll go. So right here, we have a good example. So again, thank you, Emmy. Emmy says, I need to, just so people in the archive can see this. So I need to learn futures. Yesterday, I bought $3,000 worth of warrants, only to learn today that yesterday was the last day to redeem them. I just gave away $3,000. Ouch. So that's what I've been talking about earlier in the live stream, right? We're all going to have those moments where we're like, oh, whoops, that was dumb, but I learned a lot. So how much did the, oh, wow, that was dumb, but I learned a lot, just cost ME? Well, it literally just cost him $3,000 of his own money. But in the world of futures, with a prop firm, if you do something stupid, and let's say, we'll take it here, right here. So let's say he was doing the futures account here, and he had one of those, oh, whoops, I just lost $3,000. Well, he would have failed the test. That is true. But did he actually lose 3,000 of his own money? He did not. He would have lost $231 of his own money because that's what the purchasing power would have cost him. So that's like a perfect example of what I mean about the built-in risk protection, where it's much more efficient to learn and go through those, oh, whoops, that was dumb. Again, man, shout out. I appreciate the transparency. He lost 3,000 of his own money for a whoops. That was dumb, but I learned a lot. Cost him $3,000. He could have had the exact same type of scenario where, whoops, that was dumb, but I learned a lot, and lose 3,000, but it only cost him $230. So that's, I would argue, one of the prime reasons why prop firms make so much sense. Jalil, I'm not trying to bust your chops either. I'm genuinely curious. Curious. What are you still hanging on to in regards to stocks when I've listed out all these things about futures, especially just the fact of you don't have to worry about a pattern day trading rule. Let's see. Longtime user on Investors Hub. We shared plays in the past. Shop for pennies. I don't know if that sounds familiar or not. Curious, Lewis, did you get here because I posted that link on iHub? Is that how you found the live stream? Man, this thing is just continuing to go. Semi-truck versus a granny on a bicycle for me. Somebody was on the presentation. Again, how are we at 60? What? I don't know. I am confused. On these likes. We were on such a hot streak with so many likes, and now nothing. But yeah, let's see if we can make another trade here. Always a little nervous. Does anybody know, is Powell still speaking? Because all it takes is for Powell to say something and ba-boom. He is still speaking? Oh, yes. Oh, okay, good. Oh, okay. What percent do you keep from the prop firm? Does the prop firm take tax out or do you get a 1099? Good question. So after you pass the test and you get a pro account, so right here, pro account, you get to keep 80% of what you make. If you go do the pro plus account, you get to keep 90%. And then as far as taxes, this is the other thing that I think would be another good argument. I mean, think about, you got all these pages for your accountant, blah, 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 all this tax stuff. With a prop firm, all they do is send you a 1099. That's it. So you just give your accountant the 1099 form. Here's some income, 1099, done. So from that angle alone, wow, look at this move. From that angle alone, I would argue if we can get up to 75 likes, I will get aggressive here. I will get very aggressive, and we may have some fireworks. But we got to get up to, or a $10 super chat, one or the other. Let's get up to 75 likes or a $10 super chat, and I will get aggressive, and you'll see just how numbers can fluctuate in futures. Come on, hurry up. This is looking good. What if I'm from Uzbekistan? Okay, well, let's check this real quick. Because that's another good thing for you international people. They're open to people around the world, I think. So let's see. Is your country on this list? There's a use. Uzbek. Okay, I am not seeing your country on this list. Therefore, they are open to you. Now, if you do see your country on this list, unfortunately, you cannot use the prop firm that I've been talking about. But if I do not see Uzbekistan, so they are open to you, unless I'm blind. But I do not see it. Come on, 4 more likes or a $10 super chat. Come on. And I will get aggressive. I got to be a man of my word. I want to put on a trade, but I can't, or else you guys are not going to believe me. Whatever. He just says that, and then he never does anything. Oh, now the likes are going down. All right. Fair enough. Oh, there it was, too, right in those moving averages. Yes, I was looking to short right up into those areas. That would have been a nice trade. Would have been a nice trade. Right up into the overnight low, the VWAP. You had the 200 there, all sorts of congestion. That's true, Emmy. That's true. Fair enough. Oh, bummer. When I started, I thought shorting was evil. Yeah, a lot of people think shorting's evil. It's not, though. It's I don't think there's anything wrong with converting yourself into a guaranteed buyer. That's what I always like to tell people. It's like, well, so you only buy stocks? You only go long? Yeah. Oh, so you turn yourself into a guaranteed seller. How is that a good thing? How are you helping the company when you turn yourself into a guaranteed seller? Right? Because shorts, if you're not familiar, the way you exit a trade from the short side is you have to buy. So as soon as you enter into a trade from a short side, you have to buy in order to get out. So you are a guaranteed buyer. All right. Yeah, 5 minute on this is looking very ugly right now. I'm not willing to touch it on the long side. Where are we at time-wise? About 9 minutes. So yeah, I don't see... Yeah, so it'll probably be about a 90-minute stream then. Unless something crazy happens. And the likes just start pouring in. But yeah, we'll see if I can get... You know, I'm willing to take another trade just so people can get in. I know there's new people here probably that just got logged on that don't understand how futures fluctuate. So I do want to... I'll give them another example. But as far as getting aggressive... Daddy Paul saved the market. As someone under 18 who can't open a real trading account yet, what are the best ways to practice, gain experience, and build a solid foundation for... I mean, I'd give my answer, but I don't know if I feel like, oh, that of course you're going to say that, little scammer. I mean, I have an answer, but I'll just get accused. And I realize I have no credibility. I would invest into structured education. So what I would do is this. You asked, so I'm going to tell you my honest answer. And if you think I'm saying it just because, well, then no problem. That's what I would recommend. $71. Yeah, I just can't get long here. The 5 minute, which I'm watching off screen, is just too sketchy. And I've been doing terrible with the micros here. I did have that $130 one. Here is 5 for nothing but kindness. Joseph, that gives me hope in the world. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. I will go short. Up around here, if it can come up here. And I'll have a tight stop, and that thing will either roll over or not. This is not financial advice. Don't follow me. I'm a moron. I don't know what I'm doing. Is future trade a good idea for startup? Absolutely. Yes. And let me put this in. Futures trading through a prop firm. And the reason why I put that on that contingency is prop firms are going to force upon you rules that are based on risk management. As a brand new person, that's what you want. You want somebody imposing rules on you, forcing you to manage risk, because that's ultimately the key to success. It has nothing to do with making money. It has to do with managing risk. So yes, is future trading a good idea? Yes, it is, through a prop firm. Because again, your risk is limited. You can only lose what you buy the account for. So that would be reason number one. And then also, they're just putting those rules upon you that are good, because they're all forcing you to manage risk. Does the buying power run out when you use it all up, or does it settle like a margin account? If you can keep using it. Oh no, good question. You can keep using it over and over and over and over and over again. 956 trader. And then as far as how much does the buying power take you, like what can you get? That's also why I like the prop firms and take prop, because they tell you right up front. So if you do a $50,000 account, it's telling you that the max size you could do are 6 contracts of the very, very volatile variety or 60 of the smaller variety. So that's what 50,000 will get you. But no, as far as like, is there any sort of, you got to let this cash settle or anything like that? No, nothing. Nothing. You can just keep going. What are the benefits of buying your structured education? It's structured. That'd be the biggest benefit. I mean, you're more than welcome to go out in the random sea of YouTube. And let me just show you that I'll never do that again. And I do believe, practice what I preach, that I believe in structured education. So, because I taught myself how to trade, which was a nightmare. And I don't even know how you do it now. Like, I thought it was already overwhelming back in like 2006 when like YouTube was still a thing, but it wasn't like it is right now. But I don't know how people can even do it right now. In my mind, I would just get completely overwhelmed. And there's so much bad information out there. Where's that class? Okay. Did I miss it? Okay, there we go. So I did this video way back when. Just basically, is it a sales pitch or do I really believe in it? And I went through all of the stuff I invested in to learn real estate investing, and it was like just shy of $5,000. So when I say I really do believe in paying for structured information, that I really do mean that. So that is the benefit, is you're getting structured information. You're getting direct access to me. You can reach out to me at any point. Clay, did you decide to trade futures or did someone else sway you? I know you used to trade. My community swayed me. They've been trying to sway me for like the past several years. They've been trying to sway me into prop firms, and I was stubborn. I was skeptical. And then after I did it, I was like, wow, I'm a moron. What was I doing? And even just from the educational standpoint, I love it so much because people can relate to me now. Like, there's a bunch of YouTube videos of me out there trading, and I'm trading like 1,500 shares of Tesla. So I have like $120,000 into the trade. And people are like, cool, Clay, but like, I don't have $120,000, so I can't really relate to this. But now what I'm doing, I guess I can't say everyone can relate to this, but let me put it this way. If you have $105, then you could relate to what I'm doing, because that's what you're seeing here. All it would take is $105. So just strictly from that educational standpoint, from the ability to relate to more people, I enjoy it a whole lot. Because I understand it. It was always kind of discouraging to be like, hey, cool, Clay, but I noticed, I did the math. You had, $100,000 on the line there. I don't have that kind of money. It's like, oh, yeah, fair enough. But this situation, everybody can relate to it. But yes, people persuaded me. My community did. Trusted people did. Like I said, I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. And then and do prop firms. And I've been in since November, and I've never looked back, and I'm a full-blown believer. Absolutely. Could you please explain the tests we have to pass with a prop firm? Yeah, well, it's all right here. It spells it out on the site. So right here, there's the test. The profit target, you got to make $1,500. You're not allowed to lose more than $1,500. So there you go. That's the test. Now, I will say that the one test within that, now you can't hold overnight, stuff like that. But they explain there's some other little minor rules, but very minimal. But yeah, that's the test. You cannot do more than 3 of the very volatile contracts or 30 of the smaller ones. The goal is to make $1,500. You're not allowed to lose $1,500. If you were to do, the 75,000, for example, the profit target is 4,500. You can do up to 9 of the very volatile contracts, 90 of the less volatile. And you're not allowed to lose more than 2,500. I'm new here. Have 2,000 available. Made my first 3 trades today. Made $28. Can't trade anymore. Much to learn. Why can't you trade anymore today, Frank? I'm assuming because you are under... Oh, yeah. It's got to be 3 trades. That's not a coincidence. Because you're under the pattern day trader rule, Frank. Am I right? Is that why you can't make any more trades? If I became pro on 25,000, they will allow me to have a 50,000 pro account, or must we pay and go through the test on the 50,000? Exactly. Yep. You can do up to 5. You can have up to 5 accounts. Ooh, here's a pullback here. So what I want you to look at, everybody, is this number down here and ask yourself, how do you feel about that volatility? I'm not getting aggressive because we have not even hit 75 likes, but I am going to get one.
Order filled.
Okay, there we go. So watch that number. How do you feel about how it's fluctuating? If you're looking at that number and saying, I don't know, that's actually not that crazy, then the solution to that would be to come up here and change that to as high as, well, not as high as you want, but you could raise that number and that's going to increase the volatility right there. I see it's at 200. It's only a monthly payment during the test phase. And I recommend everybody pass the test phase within that first month. That way you don't get hit with another fee. But once you get to the pro account, there are no more fees. Okay, it's right at the 50. See if I can get another one here.
Order filled.
There we go. Now we have 2. So I have 2 of very volatile ones. So watch those. That blue line is my average price. And we're at 75, so I will get aggressive.
Order filled.
So now I have 4. Do not follow me in. I am getting strictly aggressive because I said I would at 75 likes, and we're at 75 likes.
Order filled.
So bought. Now I'm up to 6. And you can see, this is why what I'm doing is dangerous, but I'm just trying to show you the numbers here. This is what you need to be watching. Ask yourself, is this volatile or is this kind of boring for you? I hope I get some likes here. I mean, I'm literally roasting my day to get aggressive to show you these numbers here. But I said I'd get aggressive, so I'm going to get aggressive. I'll buy some more if I can hit that green line. And hit that green line.
Stop
And
filled.
some more. Let's see if it wants to bounce up some more.
Order filled.
All right, I don't want to have my day go red. So there we go. Still green on the day, but you saw the numbers. Again, that was me getting very aggressive, and you saw how those numbers changed and fluctuated and all of that. So, yeah, please hit the like button. Like I said, I was at risk of just losing it all. Not losing it all, but so yes, that was a losing trade. But yeah, again, if you're like, whoa, Clay, that's way too crazy. Again, I had a lot. To overcompensate that, you just come to 1. That's all you would need. It's just the 1. How much time are you given to make the... You can have as much time as you want, but I would recommend getting it done within the month so you don't have to pay that monthly fee again. And 1 month is more than enough time. Like I said, I passed my test in 5 days, because this is the day number 5 here, but 5 days. Now, that doesn't mean that like you need to do it 5 days, but my point is, and you just saw how fast those fluctuated. What is he trading? I'm trading micros right now, trying to show people, I'm trying to convince people to get into futures trading. And I would have been perfectly fine, but like I said, I didn't want to risk it. But that would have been a really good trade, actually. Dang it. I need to learn, and honestly, the fact that I made 28 might have been pure luck because I don't have any stats that you have on your screen. I did it throughout. Okay, Frank, yeah. So you're totally wasting your time doing stocks because you're limited to 3 trades because you fall under the pattern day trading rule. Whereas in futures, what I've been trying to tell people is that there is no pattern day trading rule. You can trade as much as you want. I don't understand what you're saying, Frank. Yeah, I don't understand that most recent comment. That last trade you saw was me just getting aggressive because I said I'd get aggressive at 75 likes. That's why I did that. And as I've said, I'm not saying any of this is good trading. I'm not saying this is how you should trade. So don't follow me into this stuff. Are you just adding contracts for the first entry price or different entry prices? I don't understand that question. I'm buying more contracts, and the contracts are based on the prices over here. Where are we at time-wise? Oh, we're already past an hour and 30. Again, that's what I mean. I understand why, like, and everything else, you have to work, okay, well, if I have this amount of money, how much can I buy? But that's why I keep going back to the whole prop firm things, making it easy, because they just flat out tell you, if you purchase a $50,000 account, you can get up to 6 of the very volatile contracts, or you can go up to 60 of the small ones. And there you go. So you don't have to worry about, well, if I get 5, how much do I have left? Well, just, you don't have to worry about it from a dollar's perspective. Just look at it from here. If you do 3 very aggressive ones, well, how much more can I afford? Well, you can only go up to 6. So therefore, you can afford 3 more. Still in CDU learning phase. Thanks for doing this, Clay. It's good to see it in action. Yeah, great. All right, so I'm going to do one here just so people can, once again, so I realize the number you just saw was very crazy, very volatile. But now I want you to just see one that is just based on 1. So this is the bare minimum that you could expect.
Order filled.
So watch this number right here. That is the bare minimum. Again, if that's too slow for you, no problem. All you'd have to do is come up here and change that number and make it go higher.
Order filled.
So just going to take a quick little scalp on that one. Saw the numbers fluctuate enough. I am definitely going against the bounce here. So riskier trade. Yep, that's exactly what I wanted to get out where I did. So small little green trade there, but you got some fluctuations in there. Is future volatility consistent throughout the day, or does it fluctuate? Yeah, I mean, it's not always going to be moving the exact same way, just like anything. Some days, and it depends on the news. But the point is, there's always enough movement to make gains. Okay, I appreciate the lesson. I will look to learn futures. All right, well, here you go, Frank. Let me send this your way. Here's a free 4-part series about futures. Please start trading as usual through and do logical trading that makes sense. What is the most active time in futures trading? I mean, it just really depends. This is very active. But yeah, normally at market open is when you'll get a lot of volatility. But you could trade before the market. Like today, when I was up over 600, my first trade was this right here. So this was before the stock market even. So, I mean, you can see down here, the volume is much less compared to this volume because this is when the New York Stock Exchange opened up. So my first trade was right here. Came up here, I shorted, meaning I wanted prices to go down. They did go down. And on that trade, I made like, I don't know, $670 or something like that. But yeah, so my point is that, yes, there's more volatility right at open, but I mean, this movement right here, maybe it doesn't look like a whole lot. And that was very minimal size too. But I mean, that was an opportunity to make some really good money. Goodness, what is Paul saying? Quite the move here. You are welcome. Can we at least get this into the 80s maybe? 85? I will go aggressive again if we can buy 145. So we have a little over 5 minutes. If we can either get this up to 100 likes, or if I'm getting aggressive, I'm risking potentially going red on the day. Or I'll keep it $10 in super chats. One or the other. 100 likes or $10 in super chats. by 145, and I'll do another aggressive trade. But again, like I said, this is viewer directive. If people are not interested in that, totally fine. And I'm just gauging quote unquote interest via the like button and then super chats. If you pass the test, BC, man, you were roasting me with questions a couple days ago. You are one of the most stubborn people I think I've ever come across. If you pass the test for 25,000, do you have to take another test to get to the 50,000 level? Yes. You can do 5 different accounts. Each account, you'll have to prove yourself and pass the test. And I'm only a little frustrated at BC because he's been here for 4 days now, raking me over the coals with questions. At the end of the day, my friend, it's $105. I say this with all due respect to everybody. If $105 is like a life-changing amount for you, trading is not for you. Like, you have other things in your personal finances that you need to be focused on right now. So just, like I said, I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything, but that, and I'm saying it's like, now I understand if this was like $1,000 or $10,000, then yeah, you better be asking a million questions. But like, it's $105. Who is Jerome Powell? He is the guy ahead of the Federal Reserve. Oh, nice, Mark. What size accounts? Man, not even at 500 anymore. Killing me. 50,000. Oh, both 50? Awesome. Good job. Good job. And again, if you want me to take a look at a position of a stock or what have you, Forex pairing, $5 super chats, I will take a look. Paul's done. All right. Five minutes bumping its head right on the 200 period. Hey, remember when I got really aggressive on this downwards move here? And then I sold for a loss as it started to come back up? Yeah, remember that? What? No idiot would ever do that, would they? Good old hindsight. Thanks, Frank. No, yeah, and I'm partially just joking around too, Bassi. It's good. It's good to make sure. It's good to make sure. That's more than fair. I can appreciate that. But also, which sounds like you understand where I'm coming from, there's also that point where it's just like you got to just make the move. So I think we both understand each other. Oh, right off. So I was making that comment about the 5 minute, how I was bumping its head right at the pink line. Look at that. Pink line right there, 200 period moving average. No, I guess, no, Clay, it didn't hit it exactly. Okay, fine. You're right. But hopefully we're going to agree. It got very, very close. $82 likes, about 2 minutes left. We got $2 in super chats, so need $8 more. $8 more in super chats, and I'll go for another 15. We'll make it a 2-hour stream, and I'll take an aggressive trade. So $8 more in super chats or 100 likes in the next 90 seconds. And also, if you are interested, as always, worst salesman ever. I am offering a free webinar next Thursday. So if you're interested in more about how I'm using charts to build consistency, manage risk, how charts should be used, how they should not be used, smart ways to approach the market, dumb ways to approach the market, ways that seem to make sense but don't actually make sense, then check out $8. All right. Make sure you check this out. I'll put a link down below. All right. I will get aggressive here. Now, I got to make sure it makes sense to get aggressive, but all right, here we go.
Order filled.
1 micro. So watch this number. Ask yourself, how do you feel about how that's fluctuating? Oh, let me get another one.
Order filled.
Let me get another one.
Order filled.
See if it wants to give me a bounce here.
Order filled.
Okay, I bought it some more.
Order
out
filled.
there for, I don't know. I don't know how much that was, but I think I'm back over 500. Good. So that was like $60. So you see, I got very aggressive, was loading up on the dip there. Hopefully you're watching these numbers here. And again, if the speed at which those numbers were moving around, don't worry about it. Oh, that was $8 more. So yeah, we're going another 15 minutes. This will be a 2-hour stream. All right, great. So let's can we get the likes up to 90 at least? Come on, 8 more likes. Let's get this up to 90. Plus 40. I made $46.30. Okay, good. So again, but if you're looking at those numbers and saying, whoa, Clay, futures is too volatile for me. No, not true, because I went up and above 1. If you just kept it at 1, then you would have been, those numbers I would say are manageable. So if you pass the test, the account is yours forever. As long as you don't lose a maximum amount of, exactly, yes. And there's no more monthly fees associated with it. It is yours forever. You can milk that thing like a cow, milk out all kinds of profits from it. But yes, if you lose beyond what they want or what the threshold is, depending on the size of the account, then yes, then your account is gone. All right. So we have this nice candle. Yeah, I think I got to take this from the short side. It needs to come up a little bit more, though. Is the trading platform used for a prop firm test? And after that, the same one? Yeah, this is the one you're always trading on. Come on, 5 more likes. 5 more likes. I will do this, though. If it wants to bump its head here and then come back down, I'll get short there. So I'm doing the bare minimum. So close enough. I'm doing the bare minimum of volatility. So watch the number down here if I get filled. And just ask yourself, how do you feel about how that fluctuates? Like I said, it needs to first come down here and hit me at the red line. Oh, it does not want to quite fill me. We'll see. Again, my order to get short is that red line. Short means I want the price to go down. Believe it or not, if you're a beginner, you can make money when prices go down. But that means if prices go up, I would be losing money. Just short of that last run down, made 500 plus, better than, yeah, good job, Joseph, exactly. So Joseph, it sounds like you used to trade stocks, right, Joseph? Is that correct? It's going to fill me. Look at that. There we go.
Stop
I am
filled.
in. So watch that number. Just ask yourself, how do you feel about how it's fluctuating? Again, do not follow this trade. I'm not saying there's any logic behind it at all, okay? I'm a moron. Don't follow any of this. But just watch that number. That's what if you're saying that's moving too small, all you got to do is come up here and change that number. For a $25,000 account, which would be the smallest account you get, you could change that number up to 30. Okay, getting a little move in my favor. Again, watch the numbers. Watch the numbers. How are you feeling? How they got you feeling about how they're fluctuating? Uh-oh, that might have been the move I needed there. For it to break down and then snap right back up. Not feeling so good now. Not feeling so good. Oh. How did I not get stopped? So just watch that number. How are you feeling about how it fluctuates? And that number can be made to get very, very explosive by changing that number right there. Try it again. Just does not want to break down. Maybe I get a pleasant surprise, but right now not feeling so good. How often can you cash out? Very good question. And that is why I like this prop firm, Take Profit Trader, the one I'm recommending. Let me see if I get stopped out here. Wow. How did I not get hit? That's got it. Oh, come on. How do I mean, that's good. I'm not getting stopped out. I'll take it, but. Okay, is this the font time where it's going to actually break down or what? There's just another tease. And another tease. Again, just watch that number. That's that's my whole thing that I want you to focus on. Just watch the number. All right, this has got to be where I get stopped out. That was a massive failure to the downside. And out.
Stop filled.
So that was a losing trade. So how often can you cash out? Yeah, so JD, very good question. And this is why I like Take Profit Trader, because a lot of other prop firms, now this doesn't mean that the prop firm's a scam or shady or anything like that. But a lot of other prop firms, they'll say you can only request payouts once every couple of weeks, and you can only request payouts, and then they limit the amount you can request. With Take Profit Trader, that's not the case. And that's why I like them. Because in my mind, if you're making money, you should be able to request that money when you want it and in whatever amount you want it. And that's what Take Profit will allow you to do. Again, that is not the same. In fact, that's kind of one of Take Profit Traders' big sales pitches of how they try to differentiate themselves is, hey, you don't have to wait every 2 weeks, or you don't have to, you're not capped to, you can only request $1,500 or you can only request $2,000. No, you can request money whenever you make it and as often as you want and in any amount. Nubs, all that stuff is in my training, my friend. All that stuff is in the training. So you're asking what do you get? That's the type of stuff you're getting. All explained in a very structured way. Can we get 4 more likes? Can we at least get up to 90? Come on, 90. Just registered. What did you register for, Frank? Oh, for my class. Great. Yeah. So I'll turn that into so Frank just registered, which I'm excited for. Frank's going to join the class here. So again, like I said, if you want to learn about, the tools I'm using, how I can build consistency, manage risk, how you should approach the market, the proper framework to which you should be operating in, then definitely make sure to check this out. There is a link down, or I guess I can just link it here, huh? There's also a link down in the description area. So I'd encourage you to get signed up for it. How is your family? I remember in your videos, you after closing the position with a positive balance, you said it is time to spend some time with your kids. My family's good. Thank you for asking. Yep. Never a dull moment when you have 6 kids. Jalil, you never answered my earlier question. I asked you what makes you hold on to stocks. You asked me earlier about can I do stocks with a prop firm? And I asked, well, why do you love stocks so much? Like, what about stocks has you so attracted to them? So I would like for you to answer that out of my pure curiosity. And this is why stops are good. Had I gotten stubborn and been like, no, I refuse to take it, well, that loss would be pretty painful right now. What is your strategy? I have many strategies. In a very broad scope, my strategy is candlestick technical analysis. But again, that's a very broad scope. Within that, I have several different strategies. I scalp. I do what are called sniper shots. Sometimes I'll just let a position work for me. So yeah, there's several different strategies. But like I said, as a broad answer to that, would be my strategy is candlestick technical analysis. Hey, 90 likes. Now let's just go for it. We have About 5 minutes. Can we get up to 100 likes? That would be amazing. I should probably take another trade short. Because does it get rejected off the 200 period? If it does, I have a lot of upside potential. But if it comes up and breaks through it, I have very minimal risk on this one. So that's what I should do. But I need it to come up a little bit more. So if it wants to come up to that red line, I'll get short. And there's my stop right there. So isn't that nice, the platform? Look how fast it moves. No, not stock. I meant future stocks. I don't know the name. I just started this year. Oh, okay. So yes, to answer your question, the prop firms are going to be doing the futures. And if you use the link that you have at the top of the screen, or if you just use this link right here, that'll take you to the prop firm that'll allow you to do futures. Make sure you use that link. It'll support the channel. It'll give you a good deal. I mean, that's how nice this platform is. I mean, you saw, I'll do it again. Watch this. Okay, because I want to, okay, where do I want to get short? Boom, boom. Where do I want my stop? Up there. Boom, boom. My trade plan is in. Just like that. I mean, an awesome platform too. 92. Come on. 8 more. 8 more. So we'll see if this, and again, the premise here is very simple. Do not follow me. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a moron. So the moron's premise, I don't know what I'm doing. Again, I'll say that again. This is not financial advice. I am an idiot. But the idiot's thoughts are, this seems to be an area of resistance. So if I get short here and it does get rejected and roll back over, I have a lot of upside potential. But if I'm wrong and this is not resistance and it comes up through there, well then the amount I'm risking relative to what I could get seems to be in my favor. But again, I am a moron. So do not listen to anything I'm saying. Okay? I am not licensed. I'm not a professional. I am just an idiot. I mean, there are lots of futures out there. How do you find one and take? I told you. Start with MNQ. MNQ. That's the one you're going to trade, Jalil. That's the one. That's the one I've been showing you this whole time. That's the one where I've showed you the bare minimum volatility. So this is what you would trade. You don't need to figure out anything. Yes, that's a fair point. You're right. There are several futures markets out there. But you just start with the MNQ. I promise you'll be, well, I guess I can't promise. Maybe you're like, but I'm highly confident that you'll enjoy yourself. And as it's rolling back down, bummer. Did not come up. So in hindsight, I should not have waited for the price to come up to me. I should have just gotten in, but that's hindsight speaking. So check it out. When I want to just cancel things out, come up here, click the gray button, boom, everything's gone. Trade pork bellies. We're going to have pork belly. My wife got some at Costco. Last week, they were like $8 off. So the normal price and then $8 more off. Has anybody ever had pork bellies? They are, I mean, I've heard it before. We're like, oh, certain things melt in your mouth. But that was a piece of meat that literally melted in my mouth. Nubs. I get it, man. You're 17, so I'm trying to cut you some slack. But I'm kind of looking at myself like, dude, in life, it'll take you far when people give you resources to use those resources. Right here. I've linked this a couple of times now. Check that out, my friend. And we're stuck at 92. Yeah, so still closing up over 510. I'll take it. That's why I like to try to give myself a buffer before I hop on. I need to just get a totally donated account. Then I could go full degen mode. Maybe I'll go do that next week. So let's do this. For next week, if you want for me to get a $150,000 account, meaning I could get super crazy, just for example's sake, hit that like button, because 150 account means I could get up to 15 of the super crazy ones, or I could do 150 of the small ones. So hit that like button if you think that sounds like that'd be something you'd be interested in seeing. Like, I get it today. I got somewhat aggressive on some of those, but like with a $150,000 account, you can get real aggressive. All right, we are approaching. So not going to quite hit the 100, it looks like here. But it is what it is. So we got the $25,000 account passed today. We got some trades in. Hopefully I've convinced some people. If anybody's here, and have I convinced anybody to go futures? Just had the pork belly for the first time. Detroit. I know, it's crazy. It really does melt in your mouth. Seems like risk management, not gambling. Educated bets where you set trades with low risk and high reward, so you lose 20 times. Yeah, Frank, you are certainly on the right track. Now, how you do that logically, how you do that in a way that truly makes sense and in a systematic form, that's the kicker, Frank. But yeah, you're definitely on the right part. Definitely got me interested in futures. Good. Good. Yes, but before that, we need to learn more about... Yes, no, that is true. If you do not know how to trade with charts, that's the first thing you need to do. My only point is if you are used to trading charts for stocks, just come trade stocks for futures. But yes, if you don't know how to trade with charts, that would certainly be the first thing. Have I ever had Wagyu? I don't know. I don't think I can afford Wagyu. That seems out of my price range. Seems out of the price range. Just had Wagyu. Isn't that like Japanese beef or something? I don't know. I'm not that smart. All right, well, I am going to go ahead and call it good. Again, if you want to come trade alongside me and some other really good traders, some traders way better than I am, then check out the community. Put that right here. Would love to have you. It's not free. Because not free keeps away the goons, it keeps away the drama queens, it keeps away the pump and dumpers, it keeps away all the drama. It's amazing what $99 will do to keep away riffraff. So would love to have you join. Check out that link. If you want, again, check out my free webinar next Thursday. Make sure you check out that link right there. Would love to have you. You can learn more about kind of my approach, what I have to offer, all that. And yes, again, if you want to get started with futures and use the prop firm that I use here, definitely use that link right there so you can take advantage of the deal. And that is a way to support the channel. So if you don't want to do a super chat, that's fine. But if you use that link, it's like a form of a super chat. So that's, like I said, a very appreciated way if you use that link to support the channel. But 94 likes, we were close. But everybody have a great weekend with whatever's going on. Stay safe. And as always, trade wisely, manage that risk. But everybody, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Take care, and I will see you.